Morning, it's Elaine with Elaine's Custom Cards. This is the card we'll be making today. Let me adjust my table so you can see everything. Somehow it gets out of adjustment every time I use it. Hopefully it's not too pink of color of lighting. For some reason it's a little shaded. Let me see if this will help. Oh, that's too much. Well, we'll just go with it. Anyway, this is the card we're making today, and I am using this stamp set and dies. It's called Gathered Together and Gathered Leaves dies. These are in the annual catalog. And then I'm going to use the layering squares. You don't have to use these. You can do it differently if you want, if you don't have them, but this is what I used. And I used the, I'll show you what I cut out here. I used the Designer Series paper. It's called Plaid Tidings. And it looks like this. There's lots of colors in here. And I used this particular one. So this is just part of the paper. So what I did was I cut a 3x3 piece of this. So I cut it in half and then in half again. I quartered it. And then I used this die, which is the second to the largest. And then I cut a piece of 3x3. This is shaded spruce, and I used the second to the largest. So the second to the largest of both of these. Okay, that's how I cut this out. And I took, and I have a piece of Cajun Craze. This is, I have this all written down, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and I embossed it with the Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder. I don't know if you can see that in the screen, but it embosses really nicely. Well, there you can see it. I like that. Let's see it on top of there. There. It's very pretty. So I used that. And then for the card base, I used a piece of crumb cake, 8.5 by 5.5. Scored it 4 1/4. And then I used some scraps of different colors to die cut some leaves and the pumpkin. Now these leaves on this die, they cut it out and then they emboss. I really like that. And then I took and stamped a pumpkin, and this is pumpkin pie cardstock, and there's one leaf with that. And you just need scraps, and I stamped this pumpkin right here with Cajun Craze, because I wanted the lines dark. You don't have to use that color, that's just what I used. This is Mary Merlot, and you just need a small scrap. This is crushed curry. No, this is Bumblebee. This one's Bumblebee. I'm pretty sure that's Bumblebee. It could be crushed curry. Crushed curry. I think this is Bumblebee. Oh, this is Bumblebee. Silly me. I'm having trouble with my colors. I believe this one's Bumblebee. I don't use any crushed curry, I don't think. And this one is, it's not pumpkin pie. Hang on a second. I'll tell you what it is. I believe that one's Mango Melody. You can use whatever colors you want for your leaves. Those are just some of the colors I picked. So, and then I used some shaded spruce ink to stamp my sentiments. And I used this sentiment for the outside and then this one for the inside. So the only stamping, well, and then I used this image for the inside of my card. And I'd stamped that with Bumblebee. And then I stamped and then stamped off. And then if you want, you can sponge around the edges, which like I did on this one. I just like the way it looked. You don't have to. And then I have a small piece of gold foil. This is 1 7/8 by 1 1/4. This piece of Whisper White is 1 5/8 by 1. This piece is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. You don't have to write this all down. I'll put it all on my blog. You can find it all there. Get this all out of the way. Okay. And then I took a piece of this shaded spruce ribbon, and it was part of Wonder of the Season. You get a set like this, the gold kind of a braided, and then the shaded spruce, and I used that for here. And this piece is, well, it's a 1 inch wide ribbon, and this is 6.5 inches long. And then I took some of the Forever Gold laser cut pieces, one of the leaves, this piece, which was 2 pieces together, and I just cut it in half so I could use it on both cards. And this piece, which I think that was a 2-piece thing, and I cut it too. So anyway, the other thing I want to tell you while we're doing this is that the Designer Series paper sale is going on. You can save 15% till the end of the month. I'll show you here on my iPad. So these are all the papers, let me zoom that in for you, that are on sale. Some good prices. This plaid tidings paper is on sale. All of these papers are 15% off. Some are in the annual catalog and some are in the August-December catalog. So anyway, these are on sale. And the other thing I wanted to tell you about, find it in here, oops, is the curvy dies. This is called Curvy Celebrations, and it'll be available November 3rd unless you sign up as a demonstrator this month, then you can get it this month. And it's got those 2 stamp sets, or this stamp set and these dies, this stamp set and the paper, and I haven't made anything with it yet, but that's one of the things I want to work on. So this is $70.50 starting next month, and if you buy the whole bundle as a demonstrator, then you get 10% off the entire bundle. So that makes it $70.50. It can be part of your demonstrator packet that's cost you $99 and you get $125 worth of product. That could be part of the $125. So these are the 2 stamp sets. Let me zoom that back out. Those are the 2 stamp sets. This is photopolymer, and they're both photopolymer, and then here's the dies. And then I have the paper. So there's some beautiful paper in there. I'll get it out and show you really quick. in case you're interested. Look at this paper. Mostly Christmas, but I'm sure you can use it, some of them for other things too. But anyway, that's the paper. I know I flipped through it pretty fast. I want to get to this card. So let's start with our front panel. I'll put this card up here so we can look at it. First thing I'm going to do, because it's very important, is put the ribbon on wherever I hit it. Oh. Dropped it. Nope, that's paper. Where I put the ribbon? Oh. There it is, my ribbon. I'm going to center that on my front of my card. And you have these lines on this when you emboss that you can kind of line it up to center it. It doesn't have to be exactly centered. That's kind of what I wanted. It's centered on there. So I just taped that on there. I just didn't want to forget to do it. Okay? Then I took these two pieces and I glued them together. This is a simple card. Once you get all the pieces cut out, and just glue that to the front of your shaded spruce piece. Now you don't have to have the dies to do this. You can just cut out two squares, one a little bigger than the other. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here so that that's done. I already stamped it with shaded spruce. And glue that on here. Like I said, all these sizes and dimensions will be on my blog. So let's set these two pieces aside for the moment. Then we're going to take the pumpkin that I already stamped, and then I took my shaded spruce Stampin' Right marker and colored the stem because I wanted the stem to be green. And then I took some glue dots. And these came from one of my paper pumpkins. I always save them. Lid back on there. And we're going to arrange these leaves. Now I saved this one right here. Let's see. Yeah, I put this one on the inside. So that's going to go right here in the corner. Let's go ahead and do the inside. We're just going to glue this leaf to the inside. I just picked 3 different colors of kind of fall colored inks to do this card. Okay, we're going to set that aside because I've got to sponge the edges. Okay, so let's start arranging this. So I took kind of a medium-sized glue dot and I put one on the front of each leaf. So we're just going to arrange that this thing right here. Okay. Then I took these pieces and I took a smaller glue dot and I'm going to snip off this. I don't want it sticking out. Okay. So let's put one of these small glue dots on each of these pieces, just kind of down in there somewhere. So we're going to arrange this whole thing right here. We're going to arrange it, put it together, and then add it to this piece. And I'm going to put it like this. Kind of off to the side. this one actually I want to put on first. I think that glue dot needs to be on the back. So let's see if I can get it off. No, it doesn't matter. Let's put a big one on the back of it. Kind of anywhere where you want it, because you're just going to kind of put it underneath the other thing over the top of it. So let's just put this right here. I just arranged it so that it was corner to corner on here. All of this is pretty much going to be covered up. You don't need much on there to hold it because this is going to be on there over the top with dimensionals. So now let's put this together. So what that was, let's take this piece first. I want it here to the side, like so. And then I want this one on the other side. This kind of goes the other direction because like I said, this was a two-piece thing. So we're going to put this one over here, just like that. And then we're going to take this leaf and put it right here. It's a lot easier to do this first and then put the Stampin' dimensionals on the back. And then I'm going to put this leaf right here. It's like so. And then this leaf on this side. It's like that. Okay. I'm going to turn it over and put Stampin' dimensionals on the back. Now I put one right in the center of that pumpkin because it's going to kind of help hold these leaves in place. And then I just kind of started arranging these so that there'd be enough so that this thing wouldn't collapse. And I want one right here. Okay. And then we're going to put it on the front of this. Like so. And I just kind of centered that on my piece, front of my piece here. Just like so. Okay. And we're going to turn this over. And put dimensionals on the back of this. Just using my edges, never throw those away. They're very useful. So that's probably enough. Okay. So this is going to go at an angle on the front of the card. You can go to my website. I have a host code there. Any order $50 to $149.99. Use the host code as a customer. You can sign up as a demonstrator there. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Now we're going to put this piece on. I think I cut some of these. Okay, oops. Let's put one in the center. Just want to have enough so that your stuff doesn't collapse. And then I'm going to put it over here in this corner right here. Now we're ready to put that on the front of the card. Get this stuff out of the way. And I'm going to just glue this to the front with liquid glue. Just like this. Okay. Down. It's got a very thin border, so okay. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to go ahead and sponge around the edges with my Cajun craze. It probably already has some on there, and I don't want it too dark. Oh yeah, there's plenty on there. I think I got the other one a little darker than I wanted, so this looks better to me. You just dip it in there, and if it's too dark, rub it off onto a piece of scratch paper. This looks better than the other one. So now we're just going to glue this to the inside of our card. We're almost done. Try to keep these videos as short as I can so you don't get bored. I hope you don't. These cards are pretty easy. Trying to teach you how to make simple cards. And then the last thing we're going to do is put on some gems. So I took a large one, put up here. You can arrange these wherever you want. This is the medium size one, put down here. And then I took a small one and put right here. And that's our card for today. I hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe for my next video. It's probably going to be either the curvy, well, some Christmas stuff with the curvy celebrations and some other things that I've got ready to go. So you have a blessed day. Go to my website, elainescustomcards.net. If you push the little down arrow, there's some links down there. That'll take you to my blog or to this, and then you can go directly to this to order or to sign up. You go to my blog, same thing. You can do the same thing. You can email me at elainescustomcards@gmail.com if you have any questions. You have a blessed day and have fun stamping.